Good morning, friends. Welcome back to this Homeschooling Naturopath. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm a homeschooling mama of 3 little girls who are 10, 8, and 6. And I'm also a fully qualified naturopath living in New Zealand. On this channel, I like to share content related to homeschooling, homemaking, motherhood, as well as some naturopathic info throughout some of my content here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what a typical homeschool morning looks like in our homeschool. Starting off the day bright and early, my alarm went off at 6:15 this morning, and I am starting my day as I usually do with coffee. We are nearing the start of our winter time down here in New Zealand and in the southern hemisphere. There's only a couple of weeks left of autumn and then our winter time will begin. I am looking forward to it a little bit. I'm looking forward to resting and giving myself a chance to rest and recover. I'm not very good at doing that, and I haven't done that in years past, but I'm hoping this year will be my year. But what that does mean is that the sun, of course, does not come up until about 7:30 most mornings, and it goes down around 5:30 in the evening. So getting up this early in the morning is slightly difficult when it is still so dark outside. But I do really try and prioritize waking up when my husband gets up, purely so that I can sit there and drink my coffee and have a chat with him before he has to leave for work for the day. While he continues to get himself ready to leave, this is my opportunity to sit and plan out our day that we're going to be having. On this particular day, it is a Wednesday, and when I opened up my planner, I noticed that I had not even filled in Monday and Tuesday. So I was trying to recall what we had done on Monday and Tuesday here. I am very much a morning person. I always have been that way, and so I do really enjoy sitting here in the morning time and watching the sun come up and just sipping on my coffee and enjoying the time by myself before all of my girls start to wake up. And here is the first early bird. Generally, we have a rule that the girls are not allowed to come out of their bedrooms until 7. However, on this particular day, my little one had hurt her finger the day prior, and she hadn't had a very good sleep, and she was up, I don't know, this time it might have been probably about 10 to 7, so I let her up to hang out with me and her dad before he left to work. And in true fashion, this would not be an accurate real-life video if there were not a pile of unfolded clothes behind them there. And almost immediately after she woke up, my youngest daughter and I got started on some blueberry oat muffins. I've put myself in the habit lately of not buying snacks from the grocery store, and by snacks, I mean things like crackers, chips, any type of store-bought baking, random gummy, fruit gummies and stuff like that. I've realized that snacks like that don't actually fill anybody up, and the snacks I buy are gone within a few days of buying them anyways. So what I've been doing lately is doing some type of baking at least once, like every other day, and just having those on hand for snacks instead. So on this particular day, it is a Wednesday when I'm filming this, and it is a baking day. I'm finding that not buying snacks from the grocery store is actually saving us a lot of money, and the homemade snacks that I make actually fill people up, which is the best thing of all. We've been experimenting with different types of protein balls, bliss balls, different types of granola bars, so using oats and coconut and rice pops or cornflakes. We've also been doing a lot of muffins, a lot of sourdough breads that are easy to grab when people need a snack. And we've even started making our own homemade crackers using sourdough as well. So it's actually been a lot of fun trying all these different snacky recipes, because it's not something that I typically make. So trying all these new things has actually been really fun, and it's really nice because my girls can get pretty heavily involved as well. This is where our dog generally parks himself the second my husband leaves in the morning. He honestly just sleeps all day long until my husband comes home for the most part. Today is a cardio day for me. Wednesday is my current one of 2 cardio days that I have during the week, so I'm not dressing up fancy on this day. I am just throwing on some workout tights and a workout top and very, very minimal makeup for this morning. I feel like I have different levels of makeup, which I'm sure most of you guys do too. My very bare minimum that I have to put on to look like I didn't just wake up is some Nude by Nature BB cream, which is just like a tinted moisturizer. And then I also like to do a brow gel, like a tinted brow gel, which you guys will see here in a minute, and that is all I'm doing today. Sometimes I'll do a bit of concealer, sometimes a bit of bronzer, mascara, but on this day, if it's a hard out workout day, then it doesn't happen. By about 7:30 or 8, all of my girls have woken up and have started to get ready for the day. That is our routine. They know what they're supposed to be doing in the morning, and that is typically what they're doing while I am getting my morning homemaking tasks done. So things like picking out their clothes for the day, tidying up their rooms, making their beds, all of that type of stuff is, it's very important that that all gets done before we start our homeschool day, otherwise it just will not get done. And on top of this, they each have a morning chore, which is a contribution to the home, and these jobs rotate. These 3 morning jobs, morning contributions, consist of putting on a load of laundry, emptying the dishwasher, and picking up dog poo. So every day, each girl does something new, and they continuously rotate between these 3 jobs, and those 3 jobs in particular are just things that are very, very helpful to me and to the home. And because I'm not having to, empty the dishwasher on my own and put laundry on and go pick up dog poo all by myself every morning, I am then free to make breakfast and prepare our homeschool day in a really effective and timely manner. So these contributions that they do in the morning are very, very important and very useful, and I think it gives them that sense of responsibility as well, which is just a vital life skill that I strive to teach in our homeschool. While we are all getting ready here at this time of morning and everyone's getting their chores done and what have you, I really like to have some nice music playing in the background. I kind of alternate between like relaxing meditative music and a worship playlist. Forrest Frank is one of our favorite artists at the moment. We've been really, really enjoying his music in the morning, and it just starts the day with like a fun, upbeat, positive perspective, which is what you want for a good day. On this particular morning, we received a package in the mail that we were not expecting, and this package was from my brother-in-law. So my husband's little brother, he sent this package to my girls. And if you don't live in New Zealand, you may not recognize this rugby team logo here, but my husband's actually a professional rugby player, as is his little brother, but his brother plays for a different team here in New Zealand, and he thought it was really funny to send our daughters a whole bunch of Chiefs gear, which of course is a rival team. And my girls were very excited. They were not going to turn down wearing this Chiefs gear, much to my husband's dismay. So it was very funny receiving that package, and my girls now having all of that rival team gear. And as I was standing at the dining table watching them open that package, I remembered that my sourdough was sitting there and needed some attention. I needed to take a little bit of time here and shape my sourdough loaves before we got started with our homeschool days. I've been in a really, really good routine with my sourdough bread baking lately. I'll every other day I'll put together a new batch, and then I have 2 loaves of bread ready and waiting, and it has just been fantastic. Particularly, the coming into wintertime and making a lot of soups and a lot of comfort food. It is just so nice to have bread that I can just throw in the oven and serve at any given time. The recipe that I always go to is the sourdough no-knead bread from Farmhouse on Boone. I absolutely love it, and actually what I realized the other day when I went to make my new batch was I completely put it together without ever looking at the recipe. I had the recipe out, like sort of on the side, and when I finished putting it all together and I went to start my first stretch and fold, I saw the recipe and I was like, oh, I didn't even look at that recipe once. And I was really proud of myself because I've memorized this whole entire process down to, a T, and I've got it down to a fine art, which may not sound like a very big achievement and may sound a little bit silly to some, but for me, I find it so incredible that I am able to do this whole sourdough thing now. I'm still a novice. I've only been working with sourdough for a little over a year now, and it has honestly taken me that long to finally understand the ins and outs of the whole process. So I'm just every day and every loaf I bake, I'm like, wow, I did that. That is so cool because I'm not a very good baker otherwise. Baking has never ever been my strong point, but with sourdough, it makes me feel like such a good baker and it makes me feel so proud of myself. So if you have not tried sourdough yet, I highly, highly encourage you to do so. There are so many benefits to consuming sourdough every day. By this point in the morning, it is just about 9 o'clock, and so I am getting the final preparations for our breakfast done. This morning we're having a sourdough Dutch baby pancake, which is also from Farmhouse on Boone, which is what you guys saw me throw together and take out of the oven just before. Super simple, super straightforward, a lot of protein and delicious. And then I just like to serve a fruit and protein yogurt smoothie. Alongside of that, only 2 of my girls like smoothies, so that's why only the 2 glasses and mine. And this is how we generally serve the Dutch baby, with a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of syrup. And now at 9 o'clock we are sitting down for morning basket time. And it was at this point in the morning that I realized that we had a homeschool group meetup today, which I thought started at 11, but turns out it was starting at 10. So I was, trying to kind of rush through our morning basket at this point so we could get out the door and arrive there on time. We only have homeschool group meetup in the mornings, 1 day a week usually, so every other day of the week. This is not typical. We are usually home until after lunch most other days of the week.
Tuesday, May 7th. We're getting a little spacey today, but first a caution, story 4 is not for younger viewers. Now, this is World Watch.
Is that you guys?
Yeah, it's only 11.
Sticky situation. Where's my bookmark? Slumber party fiasco. This is Trisha's first big slumber party. She has had as many as 3 friends spend the night at her house, but she's never been to a party with a dozen girls all together. She's really looking forward to the party. Although the early part of the evening, a couple of girls teasingly warned another girl not to be the first to fall asleep. Although Trisha asked why, no one would tell her. They only laughed and said, "You'll see." Try as she might stay awake, Trisha was very tired. So she made the terrible mistake of being the first to fall asleep. A few hours later, she was awakened by a funny smell and a damp feeling on her head. Staggering into the bathroom, she discovered that her so-called friends had given her the royal shampoo, which is Vaseline, shaving cream, eggs, honey, and flour. Must be all in her hair. She is beside herself. This is a sticky situation for sure. How can you forgive someone when you're feeling hurt and angry? It's difficult to love those with whom we are hurt and angry, but God says that Christians should love one another because God loves them. The Holy Spirit gives us the power to love as He lives in our hearts and enables us to be more like Jesus. God's love always involves a choice and an action. We can choose to be angry with these people, or we can choose to love them.
rêver. Mon sport préféré est le rugby. Mon passe-temps préféré est la danse. Mon vêtement préféré est mon joli pullover turquoise. Mon jeu préféré est le décor de Cash Monopoly et le sushi go. J'habite à Dunedin en Nouvelle-Zélande dans ma maison propre et bien rangée.
Ouais, très bien.
Merci, au revoir.
Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
Bon downstairs.
Can I help you put them in?
Yeah, you can do it. Might not all fit. Yeah, nice.
My love has got no money.
Okay, good job. Nice one. All right, you guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this little insight into what a homeschool morning generally looks like for us, but I have to admit we do not usually rush out the door before 10 a.m. But hey, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.